Short stories by Helen Garner. Writing Home. In the summer of 1996, my parents moved from a townhouse in the Melbourne suburb of Kew to an 8th floor apartment right in the middle of the city. One 42-degree morning, my father and I made the final trip to the Kew place, loaded up the car with the small items that the removalists had left behind, and set out for the new apartment. As we backed out of the drive, I said to him, "How does it feel to be moving again, Dad? You've lived here for nearly 10 years. Looking straight ahead, he said in a defiant, resolute tone, "I don't feel anything in particular. I've never had any attachment to anything I've ever owned or anywhere I've ever lived." Months later, I am still pondering this extraordinary statement. It can't possibly be true, of course, though I suddenly understood why he'd burnt the family slide collection. And a whole novel could be written about what it means that an old man should say such a thing. But the fact that he thinks it's true, or wants it to be, must have something to do with my lack of a sense of home. What's home supposed to be, anyway? Is it the flat in Sydney where I live now? That's where my husband lives. The place we go back to after we've been out. It's where we sleep every night, where we eat and bathe and talk and laugh and keep our things, where we get letters, where people call us on the phone, where we can be found if someone is looking for us. But at 54, can I really call home a place I've lived in for barely 3 years? No matter how beautiful and adventurous, Sydney is still foreign. Place names here don't chime for me. St Kilda, Hawthorn, Keilor, Thomastown, I know what they mean. But Cronulla, St Ives, Gladesville? Blank. My husband, in morbid vein, says to me, "The minute I drop off the twig, I bet you'll move straight back to Melbourne." Most people think that's where I belong. But Melbourne's not mine, and I'm not Melbourne's. Not in the deepest sense. Not from childhood. I never even travelled on a tram till I went there in 1961 at 18 to start university. It became home to me, and is still the city I know best in the world, but it took me years to learn it, to stop feeling like a hick and a stranger. To find home, will I have to go further back into the past? How far back? Could this become painful?